Speaker, I rise to take the final call for the Greens on this, the budget measures financial support for newborn children bill, which I note will be divided up into two bills, the Parental Leave and Employment Protection Amendment Bill and the Taxation Parental Tax Credit Bill. The Greens will be supporting these bills. And we have stated very vocally through the course of yesterday and last night and also this morning that we have some concerns about that, and we do. However, these steps forward are steps forward, not back, and they are to be congratulated. We do need to congratulate the government for actually taking these steps. However, we do have some concerns as well, which I'd like noted for the record, around urgency. There's nothing in either of these bills that deemed that we should be doing this process under urgency. The parental leave extensions, the paid parental leave extensions, the 16 weeks extension doesn't kick in until 2015, and the 18-week extension, and this is up from the current 14 weeks, doesn't kick in until 2016. Extending the parental tax credit for some babies, not all babies, but for some babies, that only applies for babies that are born after the 1st of April 2015. So we could have had a process where we had submissions on these items. We could have heard from the Child Poverty Action Group, because some of us went to the post-budget breakfast this morning, and we did hear from them there. And what they are saying is this budget is not delivering much at all for vulnerable families and our poorest children. And I remind the House there are 285,000 children living in poverty in Aotearoa, New Zealand, and this bill does not address anything to do with them. So while we do support the bills going through, we will be voting in favour. We do have some beef with them. The parental tax credit, for example, it discriminates against the children of people who are on benefits, and it says that those children can stay in poverty. This government has directed that tax credit only to those who are working. With paid parental leave, yes, we will support the extension to 16 weeks from next year and 18 weeks the year after. However, we recognise that the national government is surfing a wave of the popularity that was generated by Sue Moroney's bill, private member's bill, for 26 weeks paid parental leave. And so the government has made some tiny steps towards that in order to undermine her bill. And we support 26 paid weeks off work in order to spend time with your baby. However, our policy goes further than that, and we suggest that it should be 13 months. But we will support your bill, the National Party's bill, because it is a minuscule step in the right direction. I'm just going to quote from the Human Rights Commission, actually. In their submission on Sue Moroney's bill, the paid parental leave bill for 26 weeks, what they said was that there was some issues around accessibility to paid parental leave. And it's good that this government has picked up the idea that we should be extending it to seasonal and part-time workers. But again, I note that's not going to happen with this bill, and it's potentially not going to happen until 2016. So these carrots are there, but we haven't got there yet. But what the Human Rights Commission says about that was that the issue was picked up by the Committee on the Elimination of Discrimination Against Women, where they said that we have to introduce appropriate legal measures to ensure parental leave is paid leave for seasonal fixed-time workers and fixed-term workers with multiple employment relationships. Mr. Speaker, we will support this bill because it's better than nothing, but you can be sure that nothing is what the poor get from it.
Tim McIndoe.
Mr. Speaker, I'm delighted to take the final call in this very important measure that is
such a significant part of a